Hey you guys, so in today's video I will be talking about Japanese beetles and their control. If you have Japanese beetles in your garden, you know how devastating they can be. They can strip your plants in a matter of days. They can go after roses, dahlias, fruit trees, and other valuable species that we grow in our gardens. And in order to get rid of a certain insect in your garden, you have to understand its life cycle. So the life cycle of Japanese beetle is adults that start mating in the summertime, and then the female lay eggs that turn into grubs, and the grubs actually live in your lawn and they start chewing on your lawn roots, and then those grubs the following year will turn into adults that will mate. The female will lay eggs that will turn into grubs that will be in your lawn, and the cycle begins again. So a lot of times people go after the adult phase of Japanese beetle. So you use the traps, which actually seem to be more harmful than useful, than collecting Japanese beetles in jars of soapy water, which works, but it's very time consuming. And of course you can use insecticides, which I try not to use in my garden. So from my years of research, I found one organic method that actually works, which is Milky Spore. So I started applying Milky Spore 2 years ago, and today I think I'm going to have my last application. And even this year, I already see results. I only saw maybe 10 Japanese beetles in my garden, so I think it's really starting to work. So the way Milky Spore works on Japanese beetles, it's an actually naturally occurring bacteria that infects the grub phase of Japanese beetles. And once the grubs are infected with the spores, they die and they actually release more spores in the area that infect other grubs, and the process continues. So it's kind of like going viral a little bit, but like in a good way for us and a bad way for Japanese beetles. So I will be applying Milky Spore today. There's different methods of applying Milky Spore, but I'll show you the one that I'm using. Alright, so this is the brand of Milky Spore I've been applying in the last 2 years, and the ideal soil temperature to apply Milky Spore is about 60 to 70 degrees. And right now it's pretty much the perfect time. It's middle of September, the temperatures cool down, and the soil temperature is just right. Also, the grubs are feeding actively right now and all throughout the fall, so they will really ingest the Milky Spore and spread it all around. Another reason I like this particular brand, it does not require a special applicator like other Milky Spore brands. You can just use your lawn spreader, the one that you use to seed your lawn or to fertilize your lawn. Now, this substance is very dusty, although it is safe for pets and people and wildlife. You still need to use precautions, so definitely use gloves and a mask as well. Alright, so I applied Milky Spore in all of our lawn areas because that's where the grubs primarily feed. And it is best to complete your application either before you water your lawn or before you have some rain in the forecast, because it really helps to get the granules of Milky Spore down in the ground. Now, right now I want to talk about some downsides of this method, because just like with everything in life, there's the pros and cons. So the first downside is that it takes quite a while to start working, so at least 2 years. Although in my own garden I already starting to see results. Generally it takes about 2 years to start controlling your Japanese beetle population. Now, the second downside is that it is quite expensive. So the bag that I showed you is about $50, and you have to do 3 applications per year, spring, summer, and fall. Although honestly, I only did spring and fall application last year, the same this year, and I think that is adequate. But if you think about the result of this application, according to what they say, it can last from 10 to 15 years. So if you divide that price per the longevity of this treatment, it is totally worth it if you're getting rid of your Japanese beetles. Another downside that this method may not work well in colder climates where the soil temperature is not as warm and the milky spore cannot spread as fast. And the last one is probably the biggest, is that if your neighbors do not treat for grubs, whether with synthetic method or organic method, you may still have some Japanese beetles in your garden. But if you are making your application correctly, your Japanese beetle population will definitely go down. Anyway, this is it for today's video. Let me know, you guys, if you have experience with milky spore or Japanese beetles, how you deal with them, and I hope you learned something new in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.